Okay. So Tana says, I want my lead magnet to be a free workshop leading to a curiosity call. Does that mean that I should take away the option of a curiosity call being a direct option? No, I mean, you can do both. Yeah, if somebody feels ready, they're gung-ho and they just want to jump in, why not? You don't have to stop people. So I think it's fine, but do you have any sort of follow-up questions on that or further wonderings?
Yeah, I guess I can sometimes get a little bit caught up with everything being complicated and there being lots of different sort of things leading to different things. And I kind of just want to streamline. I figure by now that it's the way that I'm any traction is if I start streamlining. So yeah, I guess I just want one thing to promote, but then at the same referrals, for example, or I also don't want to take away the option. Like I see a lot of people at the moment that just have, their website even has one tab, and that one tab leads to one action. And you join the workshop, join the webinar, join the free thing, and that's what you get. And it's a very, very clear system. And because I'm constantly creating ideas, creating content, I'm a super creative person, and I've always got a lot going on, like mentally. I think I need to simplify the business side of things, and I just get caught up in these little things. And I wondered, yeah, like I can see that you've got loads of offers. Like I don't even know how you do that. And maybe that's because you've been doing it a while, and maybe, in 5 years' time I'd be able to do that too and go, cool, well, this is leading there and this is leading there. But for me, that would just be a massive chaotic mess.
Okay, so right. So how do I have so much and so many offers? 1, 20 years doing this. 2, other things in my life have suffered. 3, I've developed a lot of systems along the way. Yeah, that mean I've hired other people to do things. So it may look like I'm doing my Instagram, but I don't, do all of that. That's somebody else doing most of it. So, now, the question is fundamentally around business model. So this is what's coming up in the 3rd semester in the membership. And business model is just not thought about enough. Your profitability, surprisingly, has nothing to do with marketing directly. Your income has pretty much 100% to do with marketing, but your profitability, no. I sell glasses and they cost me $1 to make, but I sell them for 50 cents. You see, that's a business model issue. So it's like people, they do massage and they travel around town, with their table giving people massages, and then they can't figure out why they're broke. It's like, well, because you're not factoring in your travel time, you're not factoring in the petrol that you're spending, they're not factoring in wear and tear on the table. There's just a bunch of stuff they're not considering. That's a business model consideration. That's a structural thing. So there are 4 S's of a business model. 4 kind of criteria to me is how good is the business model, which I'll just go over very briefly. And on YouTube, by the way, there's or if you go into marketingforhippies.com/steps, there's a whole section on business model with all my videos linked to around that. So, but the first one is that we want it to be safe, meaning safe for them to approach us and check it out. So when we talk about lead magnets, kind of the pink spoons, the free offers, this is the safety piece. And it's so important that we have this, that people can just see you from a distance, check it out. And this is, like if you have products, like Julia does, it's not like you have a stand saying, I make textiles and they're all hidden in boxes and here's a write-up and now buy it or don't. No, they can see it, they can touch it, that is safety. But if she's standing there just staring at them, like about to pounce on them, desperate for a sale, that's not safe. So there's a whole art of how do you just make people feel safe and welcome to check it out to see if it's a fit. And the same thing online on our website. If they get to your website And the only way to learn anything about you is to enter an email and subscribe or pay something. That's not safe. Okay, so safety is the first thing. Second is sustainability. Of course, your business model has to actually sustain you. Third is it's got to be satisfying. So this is Alex Baisley's work around lifestyle. You start with the lifestyle you want and then you back your business into it. And fourth is what I was building to is simplicity. We want the business model to be really simple because sometimes it's just a million moving parts. The confused mind says no. So if our clients get to our website and it's just a mess and it's hard to follow, it's no good. Now, does it just have to be one? I don't know if I agree. Yes, the simpler the better in terms of an offer, but there's a number of things you can do. So first of all, do a screen share. The sales that are for the membership. This is an example. So this is all about the membership. I'm not selling anything else. It's just membership, lots of stuff, yada, yada, yada. But then at the bottom, PS, does this all feel like more than you need? All good. Here's some free or low cost risk and commitment ways to dig in. Like, hey, I've got my Instagram. There's this free First Thursday call. There's my ebooks. There's the Marketing for Hippies Starter Kit. There's a Facebook group. There's a puttering session. There's a bunch of things you can do. So it's what's called the downsell. Like, oh, is this too much? Do you want to they order a burger? Oh, would you like some fries with that? That's the upsell. But also they say, oh God, I can't afford a burger. Well, would you just like fries? That's the downsell. So you can also have those built in. Anyways, just worthwhile pointing out, I think part of where we get stuck is we think of marketing as the sales funnel. Now, the sales funnel is a very good rudimentary way to understand that you've got the free things, cheap things, mid-price things, expensive things. And it kind of goes in a line, doesn't it? It's just, but really, if we take that and turn that into a circle, what we have is more of an ecosystem. Yeah. And that ecosystem may become fairly diverse. The key, it's not that just that there's one offer, but it's that they can find what they're looking for. They can find the thing that'll be most helpful for them easily. That's the key. Now, is it helpful to plot certain routes for people? Yeah. And is the kind of intro workshop is that a helpful place to start? I would say generally for a service provider, the free workshop, the intro workshop, the 101 is kind of the main thing. That's the one I'd most recommend. And then from that, it usually better leads to a curiosity call. Of course, the downside of starting with a curiosity call is they may not understand your worldview, which would be explained maybe in the workshop. And so they may not really be a fit. The filtering may not have been done enough, but you can find that out too. Because I worked with a woman who was a naturopath, and she just would go for the energetic jugular on people's issues. But she would do it so strongly, and sometimes people leave the room like screaming, like, ah, like it was just too much. And I said, I said, given that this is your style, I would say I have an intro workshop I do once a month. You must come to it before you book a session. So you could have it be a very firm filter. I don't do discovery calls with people who haven't done my workshop or who haven't watched the video of it. Yeah, you could filter like that, and that can handle some issues. Then in terms of a website specifically, yes, I think it's good. So if we go to my website, you'll see, I mean, and by the way, there's no rules to this. Oh, there's lots of opinions. So you're just hearing mine, and other people have a lot of good things to say. So I wouldn't want to dismiss it. And ultimately, I'm sorry, it's the translation is over to you, and you have to figure out what works for you. But let me make the case for this. So the very first thing is, here's the starter kit. Boom. That's the most important thing. When people come to my website, what's the most important thing I want? Them to be on my email list. If they feel like it's a fit, I want them on the email list. Not my Facebook group, not following me on Facebook, on my page, not my Instagram account, not my LinkedIn. I want them here. Why? Because I don't control social media. They change shit all the time on us, making our lives hard. but I do control my email list. So in most cases, for most business, it's not all, it's not universal, but in most cases, I would say your email list is the thing. Yeah. And then, so then there's a bit, hey, marketing for hippies, how could it be so? And it's kind of philosophy and relevance building. Hello, this is me. A little testimonial. And then a little bit of filtering. Hey, this could be a fit for you if this. We might love each other a lot if this. Hey, marketing can feel good. But then down here, it's like, there's three things. Hey, you want some free stuff? Boom, boom. You want to get learning? Boom, boom. You want to get help? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and I'm realizing actually now I could probably add my Facebook group because I do have that. So I could add that here if I'm going to continue it. But so I still think it's the important
out
thing.
of curiosity, out of curiosity, are you offering so much free stuff now because you've done the business and you're at you're at a stage now where you're still getting leads and you're still getting clients? Or would you be doing that from the beginning?
That's how I got the leads and the clients.
Offering the free stuff, right? Yeah, because there's mixed opinion on that, Like if you're always giving the free stuff, you get the clients or the email list that just want the free stuff.
I see. Well, okay. So there's a few thoughts about this. So let's just treat this as a sort of separate thing. The free content conversation. Now, I don't know. It depends. My colleague Danny Gardner, who wrote a book called Gentle Marketing, from your neck of the woods. She's from Australia. Anyways, Danny has it set up that the only way you can join her email list there we go. So dannygardner.com. She's great. And this book is a great little book. So see, wait, that's the sales page for her book. This is the home page. Right. So this is a bit about her. There she is. You can order her book. But wait a second, upcoming events, buy a tiny course, join the mentorship, a testimonial, upcoming events. But what are we not seeing? There's nowhere to sign up on a fucking email list. Wait a second. Newsletter sign up. Right. So here it is. When you enroll in one of my tiny courses, and those cost 100 or 200 bucks, you'll have the option to receive occasional updates and event invitations from me. So this is a whole different style. This isn't what I do. This is what she does, and beautiful. So the only people on her email list are people who've spent money and have shown that level of commitment. So she knows that these people are keen. And the way I do it, obviously is different. The way I do it is, yes, I give away a lot of free stuff, but the reason I give away a lot of free stuff, the case I will make for that is I'm sharing my point of view. And in sharing my point of view, I've said this a million times, so forgive me for the overlap, but the thing I share the most free content on, so if we go to my philosophy, 5 fundamentals. Okay, so here you'll see, and by the way, these are going to be turned into tiny courses like Danny. So this is all free right now. Enjoy it. By the end of the year, a lot of this and a lot of my YouTubes are going to be a part of paid programs, no longer free. There'll be still a ton of free stuff, but some of it's going to be bundled in with products. But okay, so there's all the ethics stuff, but here niching. So I've got so much free stuff on niching here. There's a niching playlist, niching bears, little cartoons, why it matters, excerpts, ideal client, blah, blah, blah. There's so much on this. And yet, when people call me for puttering sessions, you'll never guess what the main question they ask is almost every time. Hey, Tad, it's about the niche. But that makes no sense, given what you're saying. But if you give it away, then they won't want to hire you. No, that's why they're hiring me. It's because they've heard me talk so much about niche, and at a certain point they said, fuck it, I just need to talk to him. I could watch 100 videos myself and try to figure this out myself, or I could just talk to the guy and they'll probably save me time. And I could go into my membership and show you the message. Everyone who signs up, I welcome personally. And one of the questions I ask is like, hey, I'm so curious, what brought you into the membership? Like, why did you sign up? Or no, how did you hear about it? That's the first question. And it's the same thing generally every time. Heard about you from a friend or stumbled across you randomly. Followed you on Instagram for a while, binged your YouTube videos, and here I am. So free, so much free stuff. And at a certain point, and some people just like, I just feel guilty. I've got so much free stuff, I got to pay you. Shit. So there's just different models. I think Danny's gone that way just because she prefers a real simple, quiet, low effort life. And what I'm doing, there's more work, but I'm also, here's the other thing that needs to be said. The reason that I put out so much content is 90% affliction and 10% strategy. I just got shit to say. That's all. It's not your problem. It's my problem. I just like, oh, I gotta make a video about this. I can't help it. I gotta write this down as a blog post. I might as well put it out for free. And so it's affliction and laziness. Because I could just wait and be like, I'm gonna take all these ideas and put it into a product and sell it. Fuck, it's too much work. I'll do that later. I'll put it out for free for now. And that's probably what I'll do rolling forward, actually. There'll be some videos just free forever, but some it's like they'll be up for there for 30 days. And then they'll be unlisted and put into a paid something. But in my experience, the more free stuff, the more of my point of view I share, the more I get back. Here you all are. I mean, I know this is free too, so like, but it's from these calls. Also, people do join the membership, and then people buy ebooks and other things. So there's just different business models, and then wonderful. You get to choose the one that's going to work best for you. And I really do recommend checking out a lot of business models. It's something I hope to do in the 6-week course, is give people a lot of examples, because otherwise we get stuck in one. Oh, well, this is what all the life coaches are doing. This is the thing I was taught. But I did pay what you can workshops, live pay what you can workshops for years. Do you think I got that from somewhere? No, that was just desperation. I just came up with it. The puttering session idea, that didn't come from anyone. That was nobody's template checklist I was following. It was my own idea. So you probably come up with brilliant ideas yourself. Nobody's ever thought of, which is why, we start with the lifestyle we want. And I would imagine if we talk to Danny, like, why did you choose it this way? It has a lot to do with the lifestyle she wants. So she's built it and wonderful. So there you go.
That's really awesome. I also just want to say the puttering sessions kind of opened up something for me when I saw you do that. You're like the first person I've ever seen doing that. And I just had like full on respect for someone that's going, how do I want to do business? And I know that my time is of value to the point that I can be washing up, cooking, can and should do that, because they will still get benefit. And that just kind of like blew a possibility. So yeah, thanks for the authenticity.
Oh, hey, you're welcome. And people will have this with you all. As you come up with your own offers that are just your own thing, people will look at it and say, well, goddamn, you can do that? I had no idea. What a great idea. And they feel liberated, because we get so stuck in the rules, don't we? We get so stuck in, well, this is how it has to be. But who said it has to be that way? And so, now, it's worthwhile paying attention. There's probably a reason a lot of people are doing it, like not to throw everything out. But if it doesn't make any sense to you, and nobody can have it make sense to you, don't do it. That was the thing with so much of the sales training. It didn't make sense to me. This is so pushy. Like, I couldn't rationalize it. There was always some part of me, my conscience, saying this is wrong. And I couldn't shake it. And then when finally I met Ari Galper from unlockthegame.com, who's so brilliant, he said, no, because you see, it's all about, you're going for the sale instead of going for the fit, you're going for the truth of if it's a fit. I said, but what about this? And what about this? And he always had answers. At a certain point, I was like, oh man, your Kung Fu is better than my Kung Fu. Oh, you can be my sensei. Like, I'm in. So if approaches don't make sense to you, don't do them. Just fuck it. And it's better that you fuck up. It's better that you make a mistake. That's your mistake. Yeah, than somebody else's mistake. You can learn from that. No problem. But it's at least you feel in integrity that you did the thing that you felt was the right thing to do versus, oh, I did this shady tactic that I knew felt unethical and not right, but I did it anyways. Now you have the shame to deal with. At least you can have pride that you like did something outrageous and bold. And that's not bad.